Welcome to my journey through the Bible. This will be a summary of 1 King chapter 14, verses 1 through 31. And Jeroboam's son was very sick, and so he sent his wife to the prophet that had told him that he would be king over these people. Jeroboam told his wife to disguise herself as another woman and to ask the prophet what would happen to the son that is very sick. Now Jeroboam's wife had did all that he said. She took loaves of bread and crackers and honey. And the prophet was very old and was no longer able to see. So the Lord had came to him and said, Jeroboam's wife will come before you disguised as another woman to ask about her son. And these are the words that you will tell her about Jeroboam. Now, when the prophet had heard the footsteps of Jeroboam's wife come into the room, he said, Wife of Jeroboam, why have you disguised yourself as another woman? And she said, I have came to you with very heavy news. And the prophet said, Yes, the Lord has given me these words to tell to Jeroboam. For the Lord has exalted Jeroboam above all the other people, and he ripped the kingdom away from King David and has given it to him. But he has provoked the Lord to anger by the idols and by turning to building other idols and making other gods and worshiping them. The Lord has said, You will not have a male child that will not be brought down to the grave. For the ones that die in the city will be eaten by the dogs, and the ones that die in the field will be eaten by birds. And the sick child that you have asked about, as soon as you, talking about his mother, walks into the city, he will die. And he will be buried in a grave because there is some good in him, and all of Israel will mourn for him. Now, there will arise another king that will uproot Israel and scatter them beyond the river because they have made idols and because they have provoked the Lord. God has given them over to their sins and even to the sins that Jeroboam has made Israel to do. And when she had heard these words, she got up and she went into the city. As soon as she stepped into the city, her son had died. They buried him, and all of Israel had mourned, just as the prophet had said the words of God. Now, Jeroboam, all the acts that he has done is written in the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel. Jeroboam had reigned for 22 years, and his son had took his place. Now, Rehoboam was 41 years old when he began to reign in Judah, and he reigned for 17 years in Jerusalem. Now, Judah did evil in the sight of God as well. They had built images on high hills everywhere and under every green tree. There was not a place solemnly in the land that did not have an abomination of the nations around them that the Lord had cast out for them. Now, in the 5th year of the reign of Rehoboam, the king of Egypt had attacked Israel. He took all the treasures that was in the house of the Lord, as well as the treasures that was in the house of the king. He took all the shields that was made of gold, and Rehoboam had made shields of brass, and he gave them to his chief officers that guided the king's house. And the rest of the acts of Rehoboam are written in the Chronicles of the Kings of Judah. And there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam all of their lives. Now, Rehoboam was buried with his father in the city of David, and his son reigned in his place. May God be with you in everything and every way.